Hello and welcome to the Claret and Blue podcast. I thought we'd get a bit of fresh air, John, take a step back from the computer screens for a little bit and a step back from social media and whatnot. Bologna tomorrow at Villa Park.
Yeah.
Big game in the context of the season, kind of away from the Premier League for a little bit. I remember you saying as a journalist last year, maybe even the Conference League season, that just going to those games, it just feels different. Your head's in a different place. Mm-hmm. The branding on stuff is different. I know it sounds silly, but it just kind of puts you in a different environment, kind of like we've done for this show.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the kind of kick up the arse the players get? That, right, okay, it's away from the Premier League. We can't lose any ground in the table this weekend, but this week in the league. It's a fresh environment. We're back at home after a bit of a break. Is that the catalyst for change, do you think?
I hope so. I really hope so.
It's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah. I think you're right. Would you rather play Bologna in the Europa League on Thursday or
another league game?
Brentford?
Yeah.
I'd rather play Bologna.
I don't want to play Brentford for the third time in as many weeks, to be honest.
No, I hope it is a fresh start. You know what? I'm not going to say that. I was about to say fresh start. I don't think it will be a fresh start because it's been so bad that I don't think it can just be a click. Like Emery said after the Sunderland match, that if Watkins had scored that header, maybe that's the click that we need to kind of, everything's okay again. I'm not sure if it's going to be that easy, right? But it's a fresh approach. I think that's it. We go into the game and you say, not worrying about league results or in where we are on the table. Not that I think that any of that should be a worry right now anyway. But it's just an opportunity for us to kind of, if by hook or by crook we can win a football match, and in that league phase we're there with 3 points and no one has more points than us in that league phase. All right, cool. Then we go
joint top with somebody.
Yeah, and then you go back to the same place you just won a football match in, and you play Fulham, and it feels okay. Well, if we win this, then you can climb to this far.
So easy, John.
It's so easy. It's not that easy. It'll be a difficult game, Bologna, absolutely. They're a team who have made a pretty level start in the Serie A. They've won took my shoe off there. That's not good, is it? It's going to be a difficult game, particularly because we're not very good at the moment.
Yeah.
But no, just to answer your question, yeah, they're it's here is potentially something fresh that we can approach.
And you could argue the points I've made there about it's different branding and it's different competition and stuff.
Yep.
Didn't bear too much fruit for the Carabao Cup game we played, but Carabao Cup is obviously treated differently to the Europa League.
Yeah.
By all accounts, Emery and the squad are excited for the opportunity and know that it's a big part of the season. There will be eyeballs on Villa, or pressure to expect them to do well in this competition. They're one of the bookies' favourites, rightly so. We are on paper one of the better teams in it, which is mad given the start that we've had. And if we lose to Bologna, we won't be one of the favourites much longer. But ultimately, there's a lot of kind of attention on Villa and Emery because he's won it before several times to go again. Can he finally win something with Villa for the first time in 30 years? And it's another Europa League for Unai Emery. Like, the story is there, ready to be written. Mm-hmm. It's just whether it actually will be. Just away from the game itself, which we'll come to in a second in terms of team selection and stuff, but that feeling of you've got to go into this competition, you've got to go far, is that pressure that you crumble under, or is it opportunity that you relish?
For us, unfortunately, I looks more towards the first point,
pressure,
because we haven't fared well with when it really matters. We've gone in positions where, getting to the semi-final of an FA Cup, great. Getting to the final day of last season with the chance to get in the Champions League, great. But it's the last bit. We fall at the last hurdle. That's been something that we've been doing now under Emery, and we need to get over that. So this is why this European campaign is so important for essentially what happens next, I think, in terms of the club's, this sounds deep, but the club's recent history. I think this can be either something where, you say we win a trophy, incredible, or we fall short again. And that's not going to be good enough. I've said before that with everything that we have in terms of a deep squad, a manager who's won this competition 3 times at one club in 3 years.
Is it 3 years in a row?
Yeah.
Somebody asked me about that the other day. I can't remember if it was the same, if it was in a row or not.
Yeah, 3 consecutive years. That's the 3 years he spent at Sevilla, I think. So
got into the Champions League each time and went out of it straight away.
Presumably so, yeah. But the point I'm trying to make here is that, whatever's happened this season has happened. We're talking about Villa, being so poor, but also we judge them to a standard where this is nowhere near good enough, whatsoever. Nothing here is acceptable. I would still view that in the Europa League. If we don't finish in the top 8, not acceptable. If we don't reach the final, that is something that would be viewed as failure by me. It's still, and I will still say that up until it happens or it doesn't happen. Yeah. Because we can talk about performances and do I think it'll happen right now? No. No, I don't. It doesn't look like we can win a game at the moment because we haven't this season. But that's also not an excuse to why these players who, really were very close to beating PSG and had a fantastic league season considering the Champions League exploits they had.
Do your feet not touch the floor, by the way?
Oh, what a... We've done a lot under Emery, and for that reason, as I say, there's no team there that we should be, you respect, right? But at the same time, no, there's no one there that has more experience for me and more, presumably, depth in squad cost, all those different things. We have that on every other team, so there isn't an excuse for me not to go very far.
Yeah, I'll join you perched on the edge of this bench. I'm just enjoying coming out and seeing some of the dogs running around. Are you a dog person?
We've had 2 boxers.
Have you?
Yeah.
What are their names?
First one was Travis.
Travis?
And the second one, so the one that we have at the moment, is Ozzy.
Ozzy, nice. Yeah. Osborne? Was that the influence, Ozzy Osbourne?
No, I don't think it was.
Ah, look at that little beagle running past. I love beagles. Anyway, I'm inclined to agree. I mean, again, we saw tweets or social media posts or whatever the other day about, do you still think, John, that it would be failure if we didn't win the Europa League?
Again, I'm not saying, I never said that we were going to win it, and I'm never saying now that we're going to win it, because at the moment I don't think we are, based on this. But everything presented in front of you, our target has to be to win the Europa League, and if you don't, you've failed to reach your target.
Yeah. I agree with that.
It's like not finishing in the top half, that's failure.
Yeah.
Because you need to finish in the top half. Not finishing in European football next season, that is failure, because that is always the objective. We've failed on that objective.
It sounds mad, because I was about to say you have to win that competition, but
you do.
If you, what's the alternative then?
You don't win it. Are we in the competition to not win it? What are we?
Exactly.
What club are we trying to be? What are we trying to become?
When people say have a year out of Europe, take the points deduction, take the fine, let's rebuild properly.
Losers mentality, in my opinion.
Rebuild for what? To get back into Europe, And
then to do what? To try and win. We're in it now. Let's try and win it now.
Exactly, yeah. So it's about the here and now, and Villa, and I've said this before on the podcast, that Villa are very much about here and now. It isn't about developing a project for the next 3 years, and he'll come good in a couple of seasons. We're signing players for now. We signed Jadon Sancho to be the difference right this second. And I'm not putting anything on him, but just as an example. So you're in the Europa League. We've worked very hard last season to qualify for Europe. We put an incredible run together. 2, the plan would have been for the Champions League, of course it would have, and we were that far away from doing it, and that's and it's Europa League, and that's it's not what we wanted, but okay, well, if we wanted to get into the Champions League because we perceive ourselves to be that level, well then we perceive ourselves to be better than the Europa League, which is arrogant and it's cocky and whatever.
You just prove that.
But that's being a winner. It's about being in this competition, to go out and do something, prove what you are.
If we are going, we have this project, we've done so well, fantastic, we've had brilliant European nights, now is the time to win, right?
Yeah.
If we approach this competition as anything other than we need to win it, I think we've lost it already. Genuinely.
And it is pressure, and it's all going to sound daft.
It's almost like we're saying we've had a bad start to the season, and all those things are absolutely true, not trying to make anything out that it's not, right? But if we just settle for, we're probably not going to win the Europa League, then it's going to be a bad season. We're going to go nowhere anyway.
Yeah, what's the point of that anyway?
What are we? Is this going to be 60 years without a trophy?
Everybody says you're in football to win trophies. We've got the opportunity here to go far.
Teams who
something.
Win trophies don't have to have a good season to win a trophy. Man United won an FA Cup the other year. They were terrible.
Yeah, Spurs last year, literally the example
Chelsea
that we're trying to be here.
Champions League when they didn't have a particularly brilliant season. They didn't win the league or anything like that. Villa are in the Europa League with a group of players who last season were fantastic, and this is another kind of conversation we're not going to have too much, we spoke about it in the Q&A the other day. We need them to really be counted for now. We need them to show the level that we know that they can play to. They haven't turned bad players overnight. We're just playing very poorly right now. That needs to change. Yeah. Emery, that's his job to get them out, to get the players to play well. If that happens, we've got a great chance of winning the Europa League. We need that to happen for that to be a realisation, and that's why I'm still saying it's not as if we've sold 5 players in the team and people will say, we probably should have, right? But the point being that we haven't had a bad start with new players and they're all adapting, and actually this is a bit of a worry because
What if they're not good enough?
This could take 2 years for these players to blend, and know that all the players are here right now. There's continuity. There's no excuse for us to be this poor this season.
Yeah.
With all those things in the melting pot, you need to win the Europa League. Like again, you look at Gasperini at AS Roma. Will they be saying different things like, "Oh, we've got a new manager. Some of our players need to bed in"? No, I'm pretty certain they'll be saying, "Oh, let's try and win this competition."
Yeah.
I just feel like us as a fan base sometimes we can say, "Oh, it'd be great if we win a trophy, but probably won't happen." I just feel like, come on.
Yeah.
Like we know we're not very good right now. It's true. Spurs were terrible last season, and they got over the trophy hoodoo. Newcastle as well last season got over their trophy. Palace won a trophy the first time ever, right?
Yeah.
And then here we are, kind of,
Semi-final would be nice.
Yeah, like, I don't know, moping around. It's been a poor start to the season. Yeah, and what we're seeing has been abject. The players know that too. But I just think if we don't even have it in our heads that if we can't visualise us going to a final and winning a trophy, I don't know.
And I can't right now. And I think the point of failure is, you say the season failure, right? If you finish 4th but don't win the Europa League, a handful of people would still take that because that's still good, right?
If we finish 4th and don't win the Europa League this season,
yeah.
Yes.
Because you've kicked on in the league, you've got back to the Champions League, which, the Europa League is 2 things. You win the silverware, but you also get the Champions League.
Your European campaign is failure, your league campaign is failure.
Yeah. What? 4th?
Not failure.
No, yeah, success.
What did I say?
You said failure twice.
Sorry.
Yeah, your European form is a failure, but your league was a success. You're back in the Champions League, that's okay.
Yeah.
But if we're all going, Villa are they're going to finish 10th, have to win the Europa League then? That's the only hope of any kind of success.
Because then
that's exactly what we're riding on.
Next season, Emery would have his first campaign outside European football for about 17 years.
Yeah, we could spend loads of money, John, and it'd be all great. Would it? Do we know that? You've got to be in Europe. Emery wants to be in Europe. These players want to be in Europe.
That's the only way you can have a big squad as well. We have to be in Europe.
You've got to be in there. So if the only way to be in Europe again next year is to win the Europa League, is that easier than finish 4th? Probably is, to be honest. You've got to win what?
Yeah, when we say easier, please don't. We're not downplaying the Europa League.
No.
But what's more realistic, I think, is what you're trying to say. Essentially.
Can you be good in 8 one-off games, or can you be consistent over 38? And I think we might be better off in the one-off games this season.
If it continues the way it is.
The way it is, exactly. Yeah. Do I think we're going to get 75 points in the Premier League? No way.
No, we still have to do a job, don't we, in the Europa League, obviously. To finish in the top 8 is still no easy feat whatsoever. We need to get results in the first 2 games. We've got a very difficult Bologna and Feyenoord. 2 hard games. Feyenoord are top of the Dutch league. Bologna, again, came to Villa Park last season. Beat them 2-0, but that was no easy match where we coasted it like a young boys away.
Yeah, the young boys,
So yeah, won't be easy. And considering how poor we are as well, we're looking to win our first game of the season. In our 7th match in all comps. So yeah, not going to be easy. But I'm just talking. This video is more about, I think, what is the Europa League campaign, and right now it's kind of clouded because we've been so poor. But because it's a long season, this is
our get out, basically.
It's nice to have a cushion there, and we're not suggesting that we are going to win it, because right now, don't know if we get past the round 16, to be perfectly honest. Who knows? But at the same time, there's no excuse for us, right, to not finish in the top half of the Premier League. There's no excuse for us, in my opinion, not to go very far in the Europa League. And if you don't win it, are we classing going to a final as success? If we are, I don't think we've got much chance of winning a trophy under Emery. Because what are we doing? We haven't won something for so long. So no, we don't have the right to think that we can just win a trophy. But then equally, for the amount of money that's been poured into this football club, for the ambition that we have, for the storied history we have, are we all just going to kind of let that, kind of peter out and fizzle out? And actually the project, we had some good European nights. No, we need to win trophies.
I mean, we got stick for this conversation back in the summer before ball was kicked. So I think there'll be loads of people listening going, "Oh, these 2 are idiots. They're deluded. We've started terribly. How are we ever going to do anything?"
But we're not saying we're going to win the Euro. That's not what we're saying, though. I don't think we'll beat Bologna. I really don't. I think they'll probably get a result against us, if truth be told. But I'm not hiding from the fact that we have players who are clearly capable, because we've seen that over the course of however long. We have a deep squad. We have a fantastic manager who's won this competition 4 times. But we're going to say that getting to a semi-final is probably as good as we can get. No, absolutely not. Nice, Roma, Porto, Celta Vigo, Stuttgart. those teams do not have better squads than Aston Villa. Is Gasperini a better manager than Unai Emery? In my opinion, no. Anything else? With all respect, Farioli's a good manager at Porto, but they don't have the credentials of Emery. All of that is in Aston Villa's favour.
Yeah.
It's now up to us to do, to kind of put it into practice, right? It's up to the players and up to Unai to have game plans for these European nights, to get over not beating Fenerbahce or whatever we have to do to finish in, I don't know, the top 8 or top 4 of the league phase. Then it's going to different places in the quarterfinals and semi-finals, and but anything else, we know Villa fans will also brand that as a failure. If we get to a quarter-final, right, and we play Celta Vigo over 2 legs, but we can't handle Celta Vigo away, we're going to get battered for that. We'll get battered for it if in a semi-final we can't get over Lyon away. We'll get battered for it. But now we're sitting here right now saying, oh, but you can't say it would be failure because we're just not good enough. But us as fans, we will slam the team for not getting through those matches, as we have done already. So that's what I'm projecting into the future. What would it look like if we don't win this competition? It will look bad, because there's not one point where we lose to Lyon and think, well done guys, at least we tried. Goodness me. What's the point in being in this competition? Seriously? PSG away, that's a completely different kettle of fish. That's one of the best teams the best team in Europe, and we went so far against them. Champions League is a different level. There's no expectation for us to win that competition. Now we have to deal with expectation, and we know for a fact that if we don't win this trophy, there will be that time where we get knocked out and no one's going to be standing up and applauding and saying, look how far we've come.
No.
Not a chance. We will be criticising the team for not taking the extra step. Like we already have done.
Over the line again.
That will be the conversation. I can't imagine how that won't be the conversation. I can't. So that's why I'm saying it would be failure if we don't win, because I'm putting ourselves in that position in 6 months' time, unless we're absolutely ravaged by injuries and the circumstances and different things play out. Of course, maybe that's mitigating, but right now everything's in our favour.
Yeah.
In terms of on paper, we now need to show it on the pitch. We haven't so far. Will we? I don't know. But it would be failure if we don't, because we know that we're capable. The sample size is huge.
Yeah. I was going to say we're going to pick an 11, but I've got to go and pick up my son from nursery in like 3 minutes. So.
Well, we'll quickly rattle through it.
Give me an 11
starting goal
and a score prediction. I think you go your strongest team.
Yeah, I think Martinez. Yeah.
I think Martinez. There's going to be changes. Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Torres,
Maatsen, yeah.
Kamara, Tielemans if fit. If not, McGinn. I'd go Gesson again.
Sancho left.
I'd go
Sancho left, Elliott 10, Gesson right.
Yes, Watkins up front.
I would, yeah.
Watkins or Rodgers has to come out, not both.
I would take Rodgers out. I think he needs
a rest, whatever, clear your head, whatever you need to do.
Watkins, however, I think is a player who, if he can get a goal, however which way, okay, but then you've got the Fulham match where you can step up in your confidence. If Marlon plays up front, Watkins will play against Fulham. I don't doubt it. Whether Marlon scores against Bologna or not, Watkins will play against Fulham, I think. And for that reason, I'd rather have him with a chance of playing in that game with confidence than not. Yeah.
Okay. We'll wrap up there. The Europa League debate. Let us know in the comments what you think. I'm sure many will disagree, but hopefully some will agree as well. But everyone's got their own opinion, and that's absolutely fine. Thank you very much for watching or listening to this episode of the Claret and Blue podcast. We'll be back tomorrow for the post-match show for Bologna. I think that'll be me and Kendrick, so keep an eye on the channel for that one. Thank you very much for watching. John, thanks for coming over, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.